Reviewer and book life maestro Paul Cheney read and enjoyed Isambard Wilkinson's book, Travels in a Dervish Cloak, and then sought to find out more from the author. Paul Cheney, thank you for writing a book with such insight into a country that is often portrayed so differently in the media. Do you feel that Pakistan has some way to go before the country can be at peace with itself? Isambard Wilkinson. Most areas of Pakistan are peaceful, but it remains volatile. Its creation in 1947 at the partition and independence of India was clumsy, hasty and bloody, and it's never escaped that inheritance. Its dispute with India over Kashmir and its role in the insurgency in neighbouring Afghanistan feed extremism and militancy in turn. These conflicts threaten the country's own diversity and unity. If Pakistan could just make peace with India, root out corruption, restrain the military, rebuttal the Islamist cheney, educate its people. PC. How much did you feel at risk when travelling in the country? I felt safe most of the time. However, travelling in some areas of the northwest frontier province, now Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan, there were risks. In other provinces, there were low-level threats. For example, travelling at night without an armed guard in rural Sindh is inadvisable due to the prevalence of, lovely word, dacoits, bandits. PC. Is there anywhere that you regret not visiting whilst you were living in the country? There are a few places of which I dreamed but never attained. The shrine of a 20th century warrior leader, the Fakir of IPI, who led an insurgency against the British and then Pakistan in the tribal areas of Waziristan. The shrine citadel of Sindh's paramount holy man, Pir Pagara, whose followers, the Hers, would lay down their lives and anyone else's for him. And the exceedingly remote desert corner, Koha Malik Saya, where Pakistan, Iran and Afghanistan meet. PC. What were the must-see places that you would recommend others to visit when in Pakistan? Lahore Fort, to get a sense of the might and splendour of the reign of Akbar the Great, the Mughal emperor who set the tone for a dynasty that continues to be a reference point for Muslims in South Asia. Chitral and Gilgit-Baltistan, to savour the ethereal mountains of the north and its old Himalayan kingdoms where shamanism and paganism survive, and the wonderful shrines of Multan, to imbibe the spiritual and earthly power of Sufi mysticism in Pakistan. PC. If you were to recommend 3 travel books, what would they be? I'd recommend When the Going Was Good, a collection of travel writing by Evelyn Waugh, who was racist, reactionary and often ghastly, but whose characterizations and observations on human motive were free from piety, pure, comic and mischievous. Some readers may find Patrick Leigh Fermore's travel books overwrought and indigestibly rich, but I love his baroque constructions. Also, he had a great sense of a place's spirit and an ability to convey the wonder of discovering it, which he does best in A Time of Gift, the first volume about his tramp across pre-war Europe. Stories about Dervla Murphy permeated my childhood days in Lismore, Co. Waterford, from where she set off on a bicycle to India in 1963, the first leg of a life of travel and writing. My favourite is her charming account of that first journey, Full Tilt, a fine and dramatically understated description of a remarkable physical feat, which she tackled with tough-minded integrity and wit. PC. Do you have a favourite place to write? My ideal place is in peace, out of the sun, with a desk and chair that are good for the back and neck, where I can escape into remote countryside or a freewheeling city. PC. Other than Pakistan, what is your favourite country to visit? Somewhere I haven't been. PC. How are you health-wise now? Excellent, thanks to the gift of my elder brother's kidney and the Irish Health Service. PC. Do you have another book in the pipeline? I would love to write another travel book, but a novel, a farce, is brewing in my mind. PC. Which authors do you turn to for inspiration? It changes. But at the moment, Joseph Conrad's short stories, James Joyce Dubliners, Iris Murdoch Under the Net, Siegfried Sassoon's memoirs and Elizabeth Bowen. But also Alexandra Dumas for Swashbuckle and P.G. Wodehouse for obvious reasons. PC. What book are you currently reading? I just finished Kerouac's On the Road, which prompted me to reread Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Got to that bit. Who are these people, these faces, where do they come from? They look like caricatures of used car dealers from Dallas, still humping the American dream, that vision of the big winner, somehow emerging from the last-minute pre-dawn chaos of a stale Vegas casino. It reminds me of Trump humping the American dream to death, and now and then getting up on the globe and trying to Roger the rest of us. It's a jarring read. So next up, something feather light, How to Be a Bad Bird Watcher by Simon Barnes.